Okay, so let's go over Zeus Shield. What does Zeus Shield do? Your special becomes Blitz Disc. Blitz Disc deal base damage per hit 30. What this means, it says down here, let me move my fucking fat head. Your special deals rapid damage returning on command. Your attack is not disabled. So normally, if you've got Aspect of Zagreus, and you're going to throw your shield, it does this. And you can't attack until the shield comes back to you, right? See you later, llama. Big hearts to you. But with Zeus Shield, your special becomes this. Right? And you can still attack, do whatever, while it's moving. Now, Shield doesn't historically have the best attack damage. Right? But its special actually does quite a lot of damage. Like, you can see on that flyby, it did like 200-something damage. 296, almost 300 damage on a flyby of a stationary target. That's quite a lot. If you play it right, if you play your cards right, you can hover your shield on people for a long frickin' time, right? Here's how Zeus Shield plays. Zeus Shield has a couple of different builds, but the core gist of how Zeus Shield works is down to what hammer you have and the stage of the game that you're at. Also, I think my screen's flickering a little bit. If that's not showing up on the capture, then that means that this monitor is dying, which is not good, because I don't want to buy a new one. The thing that Zeus Shield does, or the way that you play around Zeus Shield's shield, is that you can use it for a couple of different purposes. You can throw it away from you and then go fight something over in a corner, right? You can throw it, then dash through opponents and knock them into the shield, because you have knockback on shield on all of your main attacks. You can knock enemies into the shield, basically make them play around the shield, doing a lot of this, then attack and dash attack from the opposite direction through it. Well, really, that's just the two ways that you can play it prior to having hammers. Prior to having hammers, that's how you play it. You can basically either throw it to kill things by itself, or you can throw it and then go kill, then attack the enemy to try and keep them inside the Zeus Shield. But there are a couple of hammers that you can get that will dramatically change your gameplay. The first one is the Hammer of Legend. The best hammer on Shield, Charge Shot. What does Charge Shot do? Charge Shot changes your Bull Rush into a piercing shot that deals 80 damage. Damn, that's a lot of damage. You notice that just with basic Charge Shot, I'm like, I don't have any buffs right now, except for High Confidence. I'm doing a lot of damage just by doing attack into minimum distance Charge Shot. Because the thing about Charge Shot is that only the range increases when you charge it. The damage is the same either way. So if you do minimum distance Charge Shots, it still does 80 base damage, right? Right? Very fast, lots of damage. Just dash strike, charge shot, over and over and over again. Now, when you have this, and this is a play pattern, this is the play pattern that I'm less good with, you can do a lot of Zeus Shield shenanigans by moving enemies around, because you still have all of this hit stun, but you get the ability, you still have to be very careful about your positioning, because you can very easily knock them away from your shield as well. Enemies that are moving, a lot of times you have to close the distance with them on Charge Shot and then like knock them into your shield from very specific angles. It's very difficult to play with, but it's very good. And one of the things about Charge Shot is when you have Charge Shot, you don't have to use the shield effectively, because Charge Shot does so much fucking damage that you can just throw the shield at an enemy and then be like, yeah, I'm just gonna beat on the enemy all by myself. Woo! Right? But it also brings in some build constraints, which I'll go into in a bit. Basically, there are ways to make Charge Shot better. based on how you're building the weapon. We'll go into that when we get into builds. The other hammer that you can do is that with, because that resets. Go to artifacts, dataless hammer is pulverizing blow. So why is pulverizing blow good? Pulverizing blow makes it so that your attacks hit twice but don't knock foes away. So you can see I can do this on top of Skelly forever. Now why this is good is because you don't have to worry about ever accidentally knocking enemies out of your special. I prefer the pulverizing blow method. One, it's easier. And two, the build that I play is very good with pulverizing blow, which we'll go into. So there's a couple of different builds that you can play for Zeus Shield. Let me reset everything real quick. Zeus Shield has two builds that are centered around using the shield. Well, all the builds center around using the shield as a tool. But there's a couple of builds that really focus on being able to use the shield for damage, and then a build that uses the shield to trigger damage. You'll understand what I mean in a second. The using the shield for damage builds are the Zeus and Artemis build. Now, the Zeus build starts by getting Thunder Flourish, and Thunder Flourish is going to shoot out lightning bolts every time this thing procs. You can see that was a lot of damage. It took out almost all of Skelly's health in one salvo, right? Then, on top of it, we can actually... The thing about the Zeus build is it does actually not scale very well. It falls off pretty hard. But there's a lot of really cool support boons that you can pick up. Something like Static Discharge to be able to make it so that when enemies try and attack, they get destroyed. Double Strike makes it so that you have a chance to get more lightning bolts. And then, of course, one of the best boons in the game, not the best, but one of the best boons in the game, Splitting Bolt. Like... Woo! That's a lot of damage. So, the all-in on Zeus build is very powerful, but relatively inconsistent. You can do this without having to get all of those things, right? Like, if you just get, like, Thunder Flourish, then maybe a Zeus Call, or, like, a Jolted or something, you can still make it do damage. But it's not going to have the sheer oomph that you can get out of other things without having a lot of Zeus boons. Other things that you can get on this build to try and help it deal damage. You can take Tidal Dash, though remember you can knock enemies away from your special, so be careful with Tidal Dash. You can pick up an Artemis attack because a good attack is still going to be really good. Like if you're doing this build, you pick up a Thunder Flourish, and then you pick up then you pick up an Artemis attack. Deadly Strike, where is it? You can see that, like, getting a little bit of extra crit damage in there can really help out, right? So a good attack will go a long way, especially if you get something like Charge Shot, and then having a good attack is amazing. But you still need to get a lot for the Zeus build, the all-in on Zeus build, to do massive damage, right? The other build that's a little more consistent is Artemis. The Artemis build is a little more consistent, but doesn't quite have the same peaks. So Deadly Flourish, you can see, it can just not crit sometimes. But if it does, it actually does a lot of damage, right? The crits are quite strong, and Deadly Flourish actually has a pretty reasonable, like, the special damage on commons, not great, but it, like, epic or something, it has a pretty reasonable damage bonus. There we go. 153. And the thing about the special is it does actually have a large crit rate. I think it has the largest crit rate of any Artemis boon. So it's very solid. It's very solid. And with just a couple of boons, usually just like Hunter's Mark, you can make this thing do strong damage. Plus, you can use the additional Artemis boons to pick up something like Pressure Points or Artemis Attack. On the Artemis build, you want to pick up something like Aphrodite Attack or Aphrodite Dash to be able to get something like Heartrend. That's a very standard build for Artemis builds in general. And now we come to the big kahuna. The build that is definitely, I'm just going to say this, it's definitely the best Zeus build, but it's kind of a common one. Merciful End. Normally, why Merciful End works on a weapon, to give you an idea of what Merciful End is a boon. I'm going to go and grab it right now. Merciful End is a boon that says the following. Your abilities that can deflect immediately activate doom effects. So, if you have like an Athena ability that deflects and doom is on the opponent, it instantly triggers. Now, most weapons that do Merciful End stuff are things like Sword. Why? Because Sword has a great dash attack, and if you have Athena dash and the Doom attack hits, then the dash immediately procs it, so every dash attack is a trigger. Great. Zeus actually has a very unique and powerful interaction with Merciful End. Unlike other builds that are just like, dash attack, good! Zeus is uniquely positioned to take advantage of Merciful End in a way that no other weapon can. Why? Because of Special. If you get Ares attack, Curse of Agony, or Ares Special, you can get either, and you pick up Athena Special or attack, you can get either, and you throw the cast at the enemy, you can trigger Merciful End every time you attack the enemy under the shield. Every single time the shield procs and you've attacked, it instantly triggers Merciful End, which basically turns Zeus into the Uber Blender, right? Anybody that's underneath Merciful End when you're on top of them is going to die so fast. They just explode. Now, because of this, there's because there's some flexibility, there's two different ways to set this up that work with the different hammers. Pulverizing Blow has another unique interaction with this. Okay? Because the trigger rate on the Special is so high, if you have Pulverizing Blow, it will double trigger Merciful End. It will explode people, okay? You see how fast that is? Yeah. Stationary targets or large targets die incredibly quickly. Now, the argument for playing the Special having Doom on it version of the build, let me clear my stuff out, is that Charge Shot actually works better with the other way. Why? Because if you have Charge Shot and Doom Attack, your Doom Attack is going to not add any damage to the Charge Shot, and Charge Shot has high base damage. And instead, you can have, under Charge Shot, you can grab Athena Attack, which will add, 40 to 80% bonus damage to your Charge Shot. It may take me a second to actually get this right, so you can keep them inside of the Special with the Charge Shot and do a lot of bonus damage. So, this is definitely the best build, but it is very inconsistent. The problem with Merciful End is that Merciful End needs basically the whole build by Lerny, and if you don't, you're gonna have terrible damage in Elysium, and it's kind of hard to get it. It's kind of hard to get the whole build. Plus, Doom scales really well with rarity, so it's way different damage between having Common Doom and Epic Doom. Epic Doom is so much better than Common Doom, right? So, those are the three general builds for Zeus. Now, this has been a lot of talking. Why? Because Zeus is fucking hard. And it's weird and it's hard to explain, right? But I'm going to show off the weapon. Now, I am going to cheat and get a good hammer if I don't get one. That's one thing. And another thing is that I don't know if I should play the Merciful End build. Because I would say I have about a 50-50 chance of it actually working. And I could cheat it into existence, but I don't want to. So I could play the consistent build, but it's not going to give you a good idea of what Zeus Shield's going to play like at the high levels. But I guess if you just want to learn the weapon, we'll go for the Artemis build. It's consistent. On Explosive Return, there's a couple of different thoughts about Explosive Return. Explosive Return looks like it's going to be amazing, but it forces you into a play pattern that can sometimes be limiting, right? So, with Explosive Return, you can do this kind of thing, right? But now you've had to completely change your playstyle to being playing around this like quick return playstyle. And if you see how watch my controller as I do this. This is a nuts set of inputs. Like I'm trying to press buttons so much with just like these are all face buttons for me. So like I think if I put this on special, it would be a little bit more, or if I put the special on like a trigger, it might be a little bit more effective, but doing it all with one hand, no. So good, but a pain? Yeah, pretty good, but a pain in the ass. And it's not anywhere near as good as either of the two options that I stated. Pulverizing Blow and Charge Shot are both significantly better for less input complexity, right? So, it's a, like, you can take it and make it work, but it's a pain in the ass, and it's nowhere near as good as the other options, right? Okay. Can Hunter's Mark crit if there's only a single target? No. Hunter's Mark cannot affect the enemy if there's only a single target, but your single target damage is going to be pretty high with this anyway. So, not going to be a huge issue. Looking at this, this weapon won't backstab, so Fiery Presence is the thing. Standard speedrunning mirror. You can check it from later videos. High confidence, because I'm highly confident. You can play Thick Skin, it's fine. Family favorite. You're not going to be applying very many status effects of this weapon, just in general. Dark Foresight is better, except at, like, it's almost exclusively better than Olympian's Favor. Then God's Legacy. In this case, I'm actually going to go for God's Pride, because God's Pride, we want to have high rarity boons here. If I was going to go for Merciful End, I would go for God's Legacy here. You could go for God's Pride on Merciful End as well, because Merciful End does scale very well with having good Doom, but at the same time, if I'm trying to be consistent, that would be the consistent option. So, let's play some Zeus Shield. This is gonna be a thing.
Look at me like that, boy, with your mismatched eyes. You save it for yourself. You have a mirror in your chambers, don't you?
All right, here we go. Here we go.
I have both my parents' eyes.
Oh, hammer start. Know how we talked about Explosive Return earlier? God damn it. I'm so bad at the Explosive Return version. If I really want to demonstrate this, I probably can't play this. It's too hard. It's too hard for my small little pea brain. This never happened. I think we're all going to agree that this never happened. Where is it? This never happened. So I'm actually, in that case, I was just leading the special back to me. That's the thing you can do. You can throw your special out, start attacking enemies, and then draw the special back, and have the special kill enemies on its way back to you. I'd love to get special damage here. I'm going to roll this once to see if I can get special damage. Yeah, special damage! That's helpful. I'm going to take some attack damage, which is not great here, but or damage on attack. But I'll survive it. Don't worry about it. Does mean I'm going to be at 0 health or 1 health for a while, but the curse can't kill you, so. Ooh, nice. Epic Deadly Flourish. That's what I like to see. Okay. Athena. So, Athena's interesting. We could try and go for Deadly Reversal here, which adds some bonus crit chance. That does require me to put Athena on my attack, which it's not terrible. I could do that. I could also go for, like, Athena attack plus dash. You can basically go for Heartrend, or you could go for Deadly Reversal. Heartrend's generally going to be a little bit better. Since I see this natural Athena, though, I'm going to go for the Athena version. Oops. Maybe I won't survive. No, don't worry about it. I will. Only a flesh wound. Okay. There we go. Got him. Divine Strike. Perfect. That's a good start. Don't die. I'll try my best. So I'm gonna have to play a little safe here because I have already lost 2 DDs to Numbskulls. It's not a great look, but you know, whatever. Happens. Tartarus Patty. Oh boy. Oh my god, there's the Merciful End setup. If this gives me a special replacement, I'll swap into Merciful End.
Got anything else?
Damn. Okay. I tried, but it's okay. We're gonna go for the health here because I'm scared. Okay, we're not taking damage on special anymore. We're on low health already, or on attack anymore. We're on low health, but now my health is going back up, so it'll be fine. So we're not pivoting to Merciful End unless I get another Ares, in which case, haha. Great. Great. Cool. Let's go into the shop. We would have gotten Vareemed anyway there. Yeah.
Something's here.
Okay, I'm gonna do this just in case I get Hunting Blades.
Should help keep me going.
Alright, we'll pick up the Slicing Shot. Whatever. We'll just go for Beyblades here. Try and pick up the Hunting Blades as well. This is basically becoming a meme run at this point. I'm gonna grab a Palm into Deadly Strike. This is a bad showcase. Apparently, yeah, this is going very weirdly. This is for a showcase, this is going very strangely. But I guess that is kind of like, that is actually kind of in a way a good showcase because Zeus Shield is very weird, and it's weird. Zeus Shield's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Hope I didn't keep
Did you ever do a trove for coin? Never. They take too much time. How do I unlock the lower keepsakes? Just continue playing the game, keep gifting nectar to people, build your relationships, you'll get them eventually. There we go.
always disturbing.
Please get Blade Dash and Ares Aid too. Thank you, Strimmer. I'll see what I can do. I'm not going to take Ares here, though. So I'm going to take Athena because I can get Athena Dash and Deadly Reversal. Both those are great.
Let's go up.
Crystal Fear, I think, now that I think about it, if you're playing casually, you could do a trove for coin, but as a speedrunner, I never would. That's my final answer, is that as a speedrunner, don't do it. But you can do it if you're playing casually, because you don't have a time pressure. Whenever you have time pressure, you don't ever want to do troves. I don't think I've done a trove in literally, like, almost a year at this point. That's because I haven't played this game outside of speedrunning much in a long time.
In the name of Hades.
Divine Dash, that's what we wanted. It's also legit for darkness farming. If you're at that point of the game, yes, absolutely.
Hi there.
All right. Hey, Van.
I can't stay. All of you.
Dust.
How about you?
Fuck. Yep. So you can see there, I threw the shield, started attacking the front one, and then dashed through to attack the second one right as the shield was expiring. I'm retracting the shield sometimes to try and get it into the proper position. Basically, I never want to leave my shield high and dry. The worst thing that you can do is leave your shield useless on some part of the map, where you can't do anything with it. Here I'm going to take Hyper Sprint, because I could pick up Rush Delivery, and if I did, that would be a huge damage boost. Like, absolutely massive.
Steady now.
I feel called out about the leaving your shield in the wrong part of the map thing. Don't worry, everybody does it. Everybody does it occasionally. That's one of the things you got to work on to play Zeus Shield effectively, is recalling at the right time. Ah, damn it.
Hi, Aphrodite.
That's not the replacement that I was looking for. That replacement I'm certainly not taking.
Beautiful. All right. In the name of Hades.
Okay. I'm just gonna take Boon Rarity here. 168 gold's not great to be stuck on, but it's fine. Boon Rarity's solid. There we go. Nice. See, using the shield to kill enemies that I'm not even close to yet. All right. Hermes, give me something good. Hey, hyper delivery. So quickly to go over this combo, you'll see it a lot on top level speedruns. Hyper sprint makes every time you dash, you get 100% move speed. Rush delivery gives you bonus damage based on your move speed. Every time you dash, big damage bonus. Pretty simple. The sturdy is nice as well, but really it's just you dash around and you get a lot of damage.
Magma temperature lately, Lerny.
Right. Oh, I need to... Let's use my other Beyblade. There we go. Let's use my other Beyblade a little bit.
You and me, severed Hydra head.
Ah. Ah. See, this is where I start to falter a little bit with Zeus Shield. Been doing okay so far, but as soon as things go wrong a little bit. This is why I said I'm a B+ at best. Yeah, there we go. Whew! Got it.
Enough.
Nice. Okay, so here I don't have any of my duos that can make this stronger, and I do need more Artemis, so I'm just going to take Dad Call because it's very powerful, and that's it. A lot of people aren't going to have access to this. That's okay. If you didn't have access to it, just take, like, Coin Purse or something. But Dad Call is an incredibly powerful option for people who have that option, right? All right, let's see if I can get another good hammer. Don't lose track of the shield. You ever run Butterfly or Feather? Never. We're gonna do Dashing Wallop, because sometimes we do Dash Strikes, so getting a little bit more damage out of that. I'm gonna go for this, just to see if I can get Hunting Blades. Yeah, Butterfly and Feather are not usable in speedruns. I've used Butterfly before in Hitless, but I've never used Feather. I think Feather is unironically one of the worst keepsakes in the game.
In the name of Hades.
There's better defensive options. Hey, we're Beyblades. We now have Hunting Blades. Okay. Well, I guess that's how we're rolling today. Also, you know what? Yeah, fine. Once you're good, Feather is meh. There are better defensive options, is my thought. Like, as far as defensive things go, there are way better defensive keepsakes. I'd rather take Skelly's tooth.
Come die again.
Whoops.
Become unseen once more.
Got him.
Hear me on my authority.
There's the Deadly Reversal. Hey! We got Hunting Blades and Deadly Reversal back to back. Woo! This is called Feather Duster. Oh, I was thinking about Feather Duster. Are we talking about Plume? Oh, we're talking about Plume. Oh, if we're talking about Plume, yeah, I don't take that, but it is actually useful. It's actually quite useful. Yeah, no, sorry, I was thinking about Feather Duster. If you meant Hermes Plume, yeah, it's pretty useful. You can get Hermes Legendary off of it sometimes. I don't use it, but it's pretty effective in random random runs. Like, if you're trying to play a run where you don't go for any particular gods, it can be useful. So
Hey, Meg.
No problem.
yeah, when I heard Feather, I thought of Zeus's Feather Duster. Got it. Yes, you do, Crystal Fear. You lose the plume effects and stuff if you switch off. Volcano, I will do the Zagrael Showcase. Zagrael Showcase is going to be wild. Zagrael Showcase, I will, in fact, make sure that I get the build that I want. Whew! Damn!
Delicious.
That's some damage. through it. And Chamber 34, we'll just go for this. Maybe pick up pressure points. Eh?
I accept this message.
Pressure points! Eh! A little bit of extra crit chance is nice. Okay, so we're going to try and do big group damage against these two. So I'm going to try and dash toward Theseus. I'm going to throw a bunch of specials in here. Then we want to get them right next to each other. Yeah, there we go. Throw a bunch of casts. We want to get them right next to each other and then start throwing the special out, hitting both of them if we can. Now that they're apart, I'm just going to finish off the Minotaur. There we go. And there's Theseus. Nice. Okay. So here, for the last little stretch, is there any reason to buy a yarn? I guess there's no reason not to. I'll buy this jerky and the yarn. Then we'll see how long the sticks takes. Because this could be anywhere from a couple minutes to a long time. What is the slower? Do you mean slowest aspect? Either Gilgamesh Fists or Arthur's Sword.
Here goes. Not yet.
Whew. Arthur way faster than Stinky Fists. You would think that, but the data shows that that is not correct. They're similarly bad, in fact.
Can't do that.
Got him.
Olympus, I accept this
What do we
message.
got? Proud Bearing is fine. Sure.
Not now. I'm back.
Then go for this.
I bet it's in here.
Please no Tony. Please no Tony Vermon. See, right there, I actually fucked up and I left my shield on the other side of the room. Not so great. Not a thing I want to be doing.
It's no use.
Just factoring how long it seems to take because of the emotional toll. Arthur's way faster than Gilga. Ha! Alright, 2 sack. That's good.
Fishing point there.
Do I bother taking this? No.
Each
Okay. Sadly, I have to give him Labor Day off. Sadly. I guess are you trying to be like a super capitalist where it's sad that people get the day off on Labor Day?
got here
Okay.
as quickly as I could.
I mean, I'm working on Labor Day, but, you know, whatever. I'm a streamer, it's different. Alright. Meg. Let's throw some casts. Whoa, why did my special not come out? I don't know. Oh, I must have gotten interrupted. Fuck. Accidentally charged up too much call. Yeah. Charging up too much call here was bad. I've been getting a lot of brimstones today, which is not good. Brimstones are like the worst enemy that you can get because they force you to interact with them. Normally you could just ignore the summons, but brimstones forcing you to interact with them is just so stupid. Because if you don't... Yep, see, they're just protecting Hades. Yep. Can't play Arthur. Feels so wrong when I play it. It's not good. So you might be feeling the whole it's not good thing.
Enough of you. Boy. Oh. Well, done.
Done. Zeus Shield's hard as fuck. Zeus Shield is hard, okay? It's hard and it's weird and we got to build and it worked out. We won the run. Nice. Hopefully that was helpful. Zeus Shield is really tough.
Having ventured successfully
Next
farther than before,
is Zagreus Rail.